The stars looked different when you knew aliens lived among them. Lisa Martinez pressed her face against the cold window of the USS Horizon and watched the distant lights flicker in the darkness. Each one might hold a world full of creatures. Who wanted humanity dead? Still can't sleep? Jack Thompson walked up behind her, his military boots clicking on the metal floor. The colonel looked tired, too. Nobody had been sleeping well since they left Earth 3 days ago. Just thinking, Lisa said. She turned away from the window and faced him. Do you really think they want peace? Jack scratched his gray beard. He had been fighting aliens for 20 years, ever since the first ships appeared over New York. I've learned not to trust anything that doesn't bleed red, he said, but orders are orders. The USS Horizon was not the biggest ship in the human fleet, but it was fast and well-armed. Right now it carried the most important cargo humanity had ever sent into space. Lisa Martinez was Earth's top diplomat, and she was flying toward what might be the most important meeting in human history. The Galactic Council had sent a message 6 months ago. After decades of war, they wanted to talk about peace. They claimed to be tired of fighting. He said both sides had lost too much. They offered to meet at a neutral space station to sign a treaty that would end all the killing. Lisa wanted to believe them. Earth was exhausted. The colonies were struggling. Every day brought news of more human ships destroyed, more worlds attacked, more families torn apart. If there was a chance for peace, they had to take it. But something felt wrong. Ambassador Martinez, to the bridge came a voice over the speaker system. Lisa recognized the voice of Captain Ryan Blake from the USS Shadow, their escort ship. We're approaching the meeting point. Lisa walked through the ship's narrow corridors to the bridge. The Horizon was built for diplomacy, not war, but it still had enough weapons to protect itself. She hoped they wouldn't need them. Dr. Patricia Webb was already on the bridge, studying reports on her tablet. The intelligence analyst looked up when Lisa entered. I've been reviewing the alien fleet positions, Patricia said. They have a lot of ships out there. How many? Lisa asked. More than we expected for a peace meeting, Patricia replied. She showed Lisa the screen. Red dots marked alien vessels scattered across the star system. The Zephyrians brought 12 dreadnoughts. The Kreks have 15 battlecruisers. The Mantids have at least 30 swarm ships. Jack frowned. That's enough firepower to destroy a planet. Maybe they're just being careful, Lisa said. But she didn't sound convinced. Captain Blake's voice crackled over the radio from the USS. Shadow. Horizon. This is Shadow. I'm picking up some interesting chatter on the alien frequencies. You might want to hear this. Lisa grabbed the radio. Go ahead, Captain. My communications officer, Mike Johnson, has been monitoring their transmissions. Most of it is encrypted, but we've caught some fragments. The Zephyrians are talking about something called Final Protocol. The Kreks mentioned cleansing operation. Does that sound like peace talk to you? Lisa felt her stomach tighten. Are you sure? Susan Carter in Tactical is running analysis now, Blake replied. But I don't like what I'm seeing. These ship formations don't look defensive. They look like they're preparing for an attack. Patricia looked up from her tablet. Captain Blake, can you send me everything you've intercepted? I want to run it through our translation programs. Already on its way, Doc. Lisa stared at the main screen showing the alien fleet ahead. The ships were beautiful in their own way. The Zephyrian vessels looked like giant crystals floating in space. The Krek ships were dark and angular, built for war. The Mantid swarms moved like clouds of metal insects. But beauty could hide danger. There's something else, Patricia said, reading the new data. I'm seeing references to human colonies in these transmissions. Specific names. New Boston, Haven Prime, Terra Nova. Why would they be discussing our colonies during peace talks? Jack's hand moved to his weapon. Because they're not here for peace. Lisa closed her eyes for a moment. She had hoped so much for this meeting. Humanity needed peace desperately. But if the aliens were planning something, they had to be ready. Captain Blake, she said into the radio, I need you to send a coded message to Admiral Hayes. Tell her we might have a problem. Already done, Ambassador. The Admiral is moving the fleet into position just outside the system. If things go bad, we'll have backup. Lisa nodded. Admiral Karen Hayes was one of the best military minds humanity had ever produced. If anyone could Protect them. It was her. There's more, Patricia said, still reading the alien transmissions. I'm seeing references to Earth's defenses, orbital platforms, shield generators, weapon systems. They have detailed information about our home planet's protection. How detailed? Jack asked. Too detailed. They know things that should be classified. Lisa felt a chill run down her spine. You think we have a spy? Either that or they've been watching us very carefully for a long time. The USS Horizon continued toward the meeting point, a massive space station called Concordia. The station was neutral territory built by ancient aliens who no longer took sides in galactic wars. It was supposed to be safe, but Lisa was starting to think nowhere was safe anymore. Ambassador, came another voice over the radio. This time it was Mike Johnson from the shadow. I've cracked more of their code. You need to hear this, Lisa grabbed. The radio? What is it? The Zephyrian Chancellor Veltar just sent a message to his fleet commanders. He said, and I quote, "The humans are walking into our trap. Once they sign the treaty, we activate the final phase. Earth will burn before they realize what happened." The bridge fell silent. Lisa felt her heart pounding. They were flying straight into an ambush. Jack, she said quietly, get our Marines ready. Patricia, contact Earth immediately. Warn them. I'm trying, Patricia said, typing frantically. But something's jamming our long-range communications. Can't get a signal through. Lisa looked at the alien fleet growing larger on the screen. Hundreds of enemy ships, all pretending to be here for peace. All waiting for the right moment to strike. Captain Blake, she said into the radio, are you thinking what I'm thinking? That we're about to have a very bad day? Yes, ma'am. Lisa smiled grimly. Then let's make sure they have a worse one. The USS Horizon flew toward the trap. But now, humanity knew it was coming. The aliens thought they were clever, but they had made one mistake. They had underestimated human intelligence. As the ship approached the space station, Lisa began planning. If the aliens wanted to spring a trap, humanity would be ready with one of their own. The peace treaty was fake, but the war was about to become very real. The stars still looked different when you knew aliens lived among them. But now Lisa knew something else. Some of those aliens were about to learn why you should never underestimate humanity. The USS Horizon continued toward its destiny, carrying with it the fate of the human race. Dr. Patricia Webb had not slept in 18 hours. Her eyes hurt from staring at alien text, but she could not stop working. The symbols on her screen looked like twisted metal, but she knew they meant something important. Alan, look at this. She called to the young man sitting at the next computer station. Alan Foster was the best codebreaker on the ship, and right now, Patricia needed his help. Alan rolled his chair over to her desk. His coffee cup was empty, but he was too tired to get more. What did you find? Patricia pointed to a section of the peace treaty document. This part here. The aliens wrote it in standard Galactic, but there's something underneath. Hidden text in old Zephyrian script. Can you read it? Some of it, but it's not good. Patricia rubbed her eyes. According to this hidden text, humans won't be equal partners in the peace. We'll be servants, workers, slaves.
Alan leaned closer to the screen.
The hidden symbols were faint, almost invisible unless you knew how to look for them. Are you sure? I've checked it 5 times. The public treaty says we get to keep our worlds and our freedom. But the hidden version says we give up everything. Our ships, our weapons, our right to govern ourselves. Alan sat back in his chair. That's not a peace treaty. It's a surrender document. Exactly. And they're planning to make us sign it without knowing what it really says. Patricia saved her work and stood up. Her legs were stiff from sitting too long. She needed to tell Ambassador Martinez what she had found, but first, she had to be absolutely certain. Keep working on the translation, she told Alan. Oh. I want to know every word of that hidden text. Patricia walked through the ship toward the communication center. The USS Horizon was buzzing with activity. Marines were cleaning their weapons. Engineers were checking the ship's systems. Everyone knew something was wrong, even if they didn't know exactly what. Lieutenant Susan Carter was in the communication center, listening to alien radio signals through large headphones. Her face was tense with concentration. Any new intercepts? Patricia asked. Susan pulled off her headphones. Too many. The aliens are talking constantly now. Most of it is still encrypted, but we're picking up more fragments. What kind of fragments? Susan handed Patricia a printed report. Target lists, weapon assignments, timing schedules. This isn't diplomatic chatter. It's military planning. Patricia read the report. Her hands started shaking. They're planning to attack Earth's orbital defenses. First, then the lunar bases, then the colonies. Gets worse, Susan said. They know exactly where our defense platforms are located. Someone's been feeding them information for years. Patricia thought about the spy problem they had discussed earlier. Any idea who? I'm working on it, but whoever it is, they have access to top-secret military data. Patricia left the communications center and headed for the bridge. She needed to talk to Ambassador Martinez, but first, she had to stop by her quarters to get something important. In her small cabin, Patricia opened a locked case and pulled out a special device. It looked like a normal tablet, but it was actually a quantum communicator. Only 6 people in the human government knew it existed. She turned it on and waited. After a few seconds, a face appeared on the screen. It was Helen Clark, the president's national security advisor. Patricia, thank God, Helen said. We've been trying to reach you. Regular communications are being jammed. I know. Helen, we have a massive problem. The peace treaty is fake. They're planning to attack Earth the moment we sign it. Helen's face went pale. Are you certain? I've been analyzing the treaty documents. There's hidden text that turns us into slaves. And we're intercepting military communications about attacks on our home system. How long do we have? The ceremony is in 36 hours. But they might move faster if they suspect we know. Helen nodded. I'll brief the president immediately. We're activating all defensive protocols. Helen, there's something else. They have detailed information about our defenses. Someone's been spying for them. We suspected as much. We've been feeding false information to different people to identify the leak. I think we know who it is. Patricia felt a small relief. At least Earth was taking precautions. What do you need from us? Keep playing your roles. Act like you believe the peace treaty is real. We're preparing something special for our alien friends. The communication ended. Patricia hid the device and walked to the bridge. She found Ambassador Martinez studying star charts with Colonel Thompson. Ambassador, we need to talk privately, Patricia said. Lisa looked up. What is it? The treaty. Documents. I found something you need to see. He moved to Lisa's private office. Patricia explained what she had discovered in the hidden text. Lisa listened without interrupting, but her face grew darker with each word. So they never intended to give us real peace, Lisa said finally. Never. This whole thing is designed to make us lower our guard. They want us to believe we're safe while they position their fleets for attack. Lisa stood up and paced around the small room. How do we handle this? If we refuse to sign, they'll attack immediately. If we sign, they'll attack anyway. I spoke. With Helen Clark, Earth is preparing for the worst. But they need us to keep pretending we don't know. Lisa nodded slowly. Bait, we're the distraction. While they're focused on us, our real military forces can get into position. A knock came at the door. Come in, Lisa called. Jack Thompson entered, looking grim. We have a problem. Captain Blake is reporting massive alien fleet movements. Ships are leaving their assigned positions and heading toward the edge of the system. Toward Earth, Patricia asked. That's what it looks like. And there's more. The mantid swarms are spreading out in attack formation. Whatever they're planning, it's happening soon. Lisa sat down heavily. How soon? Blake thinks they might move within hours, not days. Patricia felt panic rising in her chest. We need to warn Earth. Already tried. Communication jamming is getting stronger. They're cutting us off completely. Lisa stood up and straightened her diplomatic jacket. Then we stick to the plan. We go to that space station and act like we believe their lies. Lisa, that's suicide, Jack said. Maybe. But it's the only way to buy Earth. Time to prepare. Patricia admired the ambassador's courage, but she was terrified. They were flying into a trap with no way to call for help. If something went wrong, no one would ever know what happened to them. There is one thing, Patricia said. Alan Foster has been working on breaking their encryption. If we can decode their military communications, we might be able to figure out their exact attack plan. Jack perked up. That could be useful. I'll get him working on it immediately. But Jack, you need to prepare the Marines. When this goes bad, it's going to go very bad very fast. Jack nodded and left the office. Patricia was about to follow when Lisa grabbed her arm. Patricia, I need to ask you something. You think we can really pull this off? Patricia looked at the ambassador. Lisa Martinez had negotiated with aliens for 10 years. She had survived assassination attempts, political scandals, and military disasters. She was one of the toughest people Patricia had ever met. But right now, she looked scared. I think we have one advantage, Patricia said. They think we're stupid. They think we can't see through their deception. That makes them overconfident. And overconfident enemies make mistakes? Let's hope so, because we're about to bet everything on it. As the USS Horizon continued toward the space station, Patricia returned to her computer. She had work to do. The alien trap was closing around them, but humanity had a few surprises of its own. The real question was whether they would live long enough to use them. The space station Concordia looked like a giant metal flower floating in the darkness. Its arms stretched out in all directions, each one designed to dock different types of alien ships. Lisa Martinez watched it grow larger on the main screen. As the USS Horizon approached, "It's beautiful," she said, but her voice was tense. Jack Thompson stood beside her, his hand resting on his weapon. Pretty places can be dangerous too. Round the station, alien ships moved in careful patterns. The Zephyrian dreadnoughts glowed with blue energy. Krek's battlecruisers looked like black daggers pointed at human space. The manted swarms buzzed between the larger ships like angry insects. "Final approach beginning," announced the ship's pilot. "Docking in 20 minutes. Lisa turned to Patricia Webb, who was still studying her tablet. "Any new intelligence?" "Land cracked another section of their code," Patricia said. "The aliens are calling this operation Clean Slate. They want to wipe out human civilization. Completely. Not just defeat us, total destruction. They're planning to destroy every human world, every ship, every colony. They want to make sure we never become a threat again." Jack spat on the floor. Should have expected that from aliens. Lisa felt anger building in her chest. Humanity had fought hard for every world they owned. Millions of people had died defending their homes, and now the aliens wanted to destroy it all while pretending to offer peace. "Any word from Earth?" she asked. Patricia shook her head, still jammed. "But before we lost contact, Helen Clark confirmed they're moving our fleets into position. Admiral Hayes is preparing something called Operation Checkmate." "What's that?" "I don't know. It's classified above my level." The USS Horizon shuddered as it docked with the space station. Through the windows, Lisa could see alien workers moving. Equipment. Some of them looked human, but she knew they were probably disguised aliens, or maybe even human traitors. "Remember," Lisa said to her team, "we have to act like we believe this is real. No matter what they say or do, we're here for peace." Jack checked his weapon one more time. "And if they try to kill us, then we fight. But not until we have to." The docking process finished with a loud clang. Lisa straightened her diplomatic uniform and walked toward the airlock. Behind her, Jack and Patricia followed. They were about to enter the most dangerous place in the galaxy. The space station's corridors were wide and tall, designed for many different types of aliens. The walls were covered with strange symbols that probably meant welcome in a dozen languages. But Lisa felt anything but welcome. Alien guards escorted them through the station. The guards carried weapons that hummed with energy. Their faces were hidden behind masks, but Lisa could feel them watching her every move. "The council chamber is this way," one of the guards said in heavily accented English. "The ceremony will begin soon." They passed through a security checkpoint, where alien scanners examined every inch of their bodies. Lisa forced herself to smile as the machines probed for weapons. They found Jack's sidearm, but that was expected. Diplomats were allowed to carry protection. What they didn't find was the small explosive device hidden in Patricia's tablet. It was designed to look like a normal battery, but it could destroy a room if needed. Lisa hoped they wouldn't need it. The council chamber was enormous. The ceiling stretched up into darkness, and the walls were covered with screens showing alien worlds. In the center was a large table surrounded by chairs designed for different types of creatures. Chancellor Veltar was already there, his crystal-like body glowing with soft light. He looked like a beautiful statue, but Lisa knew he was deadly. General Thaxmer sat beside him, his dark armor making him look like a machine of war. Ambassador Martinez Veltar said, his voice like music, "Welcome to this historic moment. Today, we end the bloodshed between our peoples." Lisa bowed slightly. "Chancellor, we're honored to be here. Humanity has longed for peace." "As have we all," Veltar replied. "War brings only suffering. It is time for healing." Lisa wanted to scream. This creature was planning to destroy Earth while talking about healing, but she kept her face calm and diplomatic. "The treaty documents are ready," General Thaxmer said. His voice sounded like metal scraping metal. "We have prepared everything according to galactic law." Patricia stepped forward. "Might we review the documents one more time? I want to make sure we understand all the details." Veltar's glow flickered. "Slightly, of course. But surely your experts have already studied them thoroughly?" "We have," Lisa said quickly. "But this is such an important moment. We want to be completely certain." The alien leader gestured to an aide who brought forward a crystal tablet. The peace treaty appeared on screens around the room, written in standard galactic script. Lisa pretended to read it carefully while Patricia used a small scanner to look for the hidden text. The scanner beeped softly. Patricia had found the concealed writing. She gave Lisa a tiny nod. The hidden slavery clauses were still there. "This seems comprehensive," Lisa said. "When do we sign?" "In 1 hour," Veltar replied. "We're waiting for the final fleet commanders to arrive. They want to witness this moment of peace." Lisa's blood went cold. More alien ships were coming. The trap was getting bigger. "How wonderful," she said. "More witnesses to this historic day." An alarm chimed softly. One of the alien aides whispered something to Veltar. The Chancellor's glow brightened, which Lisa had learned meant he was pleased. "Excellent news," Veltar announced. "Our fleets report that they're in position for the ceremonial display. After we sign the treaty, our ships will perform a traditional peace formation." Lisa knew what that meant. The alien ships were moving into attack positions. Once the treaty was signed, they would jump to human space and begin their assault. "That sounds beautiful," she said. "People will be honored to witness it." Jack shifted slightly beside her. He had caught the hidden meaning too. His hand moved closer to his weapon. "There is one small matter," General Thaxmer said. "For security purposes, we need to know the current positions of your home fleet. We want to make sure there are no accidental encounters during our celebration." Lisa's heart pounded. They were asking for information that would help them target Earth's defenses. Of course, our ships are in standard patrol positions around Earth and the inner colonies. It was a lie. If Admiral Hayes was preparing Operation Checkmate, the human fleet would be somewhere else entirely. But the aliens didn't need to know that. "Excellent," Veltar said. "We have similar information about our own forces. Transparency builds trust." Patricia made a small coughing sound. It was a signal she had worked out with Lisa. She was picking up radio transmissions from the alien fleet. Something was happening. "Excuse me," Patricia said. "Might I use your facilities?" "The journey here was quite long," of course, Veltar said. "Guard, please escort the lady." Patricia left the chamber with an alien guard. Lisa knew she was going to try to intercept more communications. Every piece of information might be crucial. "While we wait," Veltar said, "perhaps we could discuss the future. Once peace is established, there will be many opportunities for cooperation." Lisa nodded. "Humanity's eager to learn from our galactic neighbors." "Indeed, we have much to teach you about proper governance, efficient resource management, and appropriate behavior for younger species." The words were polite, but Lisa heard the real message. The aliens planned to control every aspect of human society. They would decide how humans lived, worked, and thought. "We're very grateful for your guidance," Lisa said. Jack coughed to hide. "A curse. Lisa could see he was struggling to stay calm. The colonel had been fighting aliens for decades. Listening to their arrogant words was torture for him. Patricia returned to the chamber. She caught Lisa's eye and nodded twice. That was another signal. She had learned something important. The facilities here are quite advanced, Patricia said cheerfully. Very impressive technology. We're proud of our accomplishments, Veltar replied. Soon you will benefit from them as well. Lisa smiled. We look forward to it. The ceremony was about to begin. Around the galaxy, alien fleets were moving into position. On Earth, Admiral Hayes was preparing humanity's response. And Huron, the space station, Lisa Martinez, was about to sign a document that would either save humanity or doom it. Forever. The next hour would determine the fate of the human race. The signing ceremony was about to begin. Lisa Martinez sat at the large table in the council chamber, surrounded by alien leaders from across the galaxy. The peace treaty lay before her, its words promising cooperation and friendship. But she knew the truth hidden beneath the lies. Chancellor Veltar stood up, his crystal body glowing brighter. Friends, we gather today to witness the end of a terrible war. For too long, blood has been spilled among the stars. What day we choose peace. The alien audience clapped with various appendages. Some had hands like humans. Others had claws or tentacles. All of them believed they were about to watch humanity surrender. Ambassador Martinez Veltar continued. Please step forward. Lisa stood and walked to the ceremonial podium. In her hand was a special pen made from earth metal. It felt heavy, knowing what she was about to do with it. Before we sign, Lisa said, I would like to say a few words. Veltar nodded. Of course. This is your moment. Lisa looked around the room. Alien faces stared back at her with various expressions of satisfaction and anticipation. They thought they had one. They thought humanity was about to give up everything. My people have fought hard for our place in the galaxy, Lisa began. We have lost many friends, many family members. We have seen our worlds burned and our ships destroyed, but we have never lost hope. The aliens listened politely. They probably thought she was about to beg for mercy. We came here believing in the possibility of peace, Lisa continued. We hoped that intelligent beings could find a way to coexist without violence. General Thaxmer shifted in his chair. His dark armor clicked as he moved. Yes, very moving. Perhaps we should proceed with the signing. Lisa smiled. Of course, but first I have a question. Chancellor Veltar, what does the phrase Kethmorvani Dal mean in Old Zephyrian? The chamber fell silent. Veltar's glow flickered and dimmed. Around the room, alien faces showed confusion and growing alarm. I'm sorry, Veltar said carefully. Keith Morvani Dal, Lisa repeated. It's written in the hidden text of this treaty. My translation expert tells me it means eternal servitude unto death. The silence stretched longer. Several alien officials began whispering to each other. General Thaxmer's hand moved toward his weapon. There must be some mistake, Veltar said. There's no hidden text. Patricia Webb stood up from her seat. Actually, there is. We've decoded all of it. It's a real treaty doesn't give humans peace. It makes us slaves. The whispering grew louder. Some of the aliens looked genuinely surprised. Others looked angry that their deception had been discovered. This is ridiculous, General Thaxmer snarled. You're being paranoid. Jack Thompson laughed, but it was not a pleasant sound. Are we? Then explain why your fleets are moving into attack positions around our home system. Veltar's glow flared brighter. Our ships are in ceremonial formation, as announced. Ceremonial? Lisa pulled out a small device and activated it. Alien voices filled the chamber, speaking in their own languages. Patricia had recorded their military communications. That's General Korthax of the Manted Fleet, Patricia said, translating. He's saying begin final approach to Earth orbit. Prepare weapons for orbital bombardment. More voices played. Orders for attacks on human colonies. Plans to destroy Earth's defenses. Instructions for hunting down any human ships that tried to escape. The room erupted in chaos. Some aliens jumped to their feet shouting denials. Others drew weapons. The few who seemed genuinely surprised by the recordings demanded explanations from their leaders. This is fabricated, Veltar shouted above the noise. Human propaganda? Is it? Lisa asked. She was remarkably calm for someone surrounded by armed aliens. Then why don't you contact your fleets right now and order them to stand down? Veltar hesitated. That hesitation told everyone in the room everything they needed to know. General Thaxmer stood up, his weapon now openly in his hands. Enough of this charade. Humans, you will sign the treaty, or you will die here and now. There it is, Lisa said with satisfaction. The real face of your peace offer. Jack Thompson's weapon was also drawn now. Around the chamber, alien guards raised their rifles. The diplomatic meeting had become a standoff. You're outnumbered, Thaxmer said. Surrender now, and we might let you live as prisoners. Actually, Lisa said, I don't think we're outnumbered at all. She pressed a button on her communicator. Immediately, explosions echoed through the space station. Emergency alarms began. Blaring, the lights flickered as power systems failed. What's happening? Veltar demanded. Operation Checkmate, Lisa replied. Did you really think we came here unprepared? Through the chamber's windows, flashes of light appeared among the alien fleet. Ships were exploding or going dark. The carefully planned attack formation was falling apart. Possible, General Thaxmer said. Our sensors showed no human military vessels in this system. That's because you were looking in the wrong places, Patricia said. She was smiling now, all pretense of fear gone. Captain Blake and his stealth ships have been hiding in the asteroid field for hours. They've been planting mines and sabotage devices on your vessels. More explosions lit up the darkness outside. Zephyrian Dreadnought split in half, its crystal hull shattering like glass. 2 Krex battlecruisers collided as their navigation. Systems failed. The mines are just the beginning, Lisa said. Admiral Hayes and the human fleet jumped into the system 5 minutes ago. They're currently surrounding your ships. On the chamber's main screen, new contacts appeared. Human warships, led by the massive battleship USS Liberty, emerged from hyperspace. They were not the ceremonial escort the aliens had expected. They were a full battle fleet, armed and ready for war. You see, Lisa continued, we knew this was a trap from the beginning. We've been preparing our own surprise. Jack Thompson kept his weapon trained on the alien guards. The best part, your spy on Earth has been feeding you false information for months. We've known about the leak all along. General Thaxmer's face twisted with rage. You think you're clever, but you're still trapped on this station. We'll kill you and then destroy your fleet. Will you? Lisa asked. Look around. The alien officials looked confused. Then they began to notice something. Several of the aliens in the chamber were removing their masks and disguises. Underneath were human faces. Human soldiers who had been posing as alien diplomats and workers. Meet Colonel Peter Grant and his Special Forces team, Lisa said. They've been on the station for 3 days, disguised as maintenance workers and minor officials. Right now they're taking control of the station's critical systems. The chamber doors burst open, where human soldiers poured in, their weapons ready. The alien guards found themselves surrounded and outnumbered. Surrender your weapons, Colonel Grant commanded. This station is now under human control. Some of the aliens complied immediately. Others tried to fight and were quickly overwhelmed. Within minutes, the entire council chamber was secured. Chancellor Veltar collapsed into his chair, his glow fading to almost nothing. This is impossible. Our plan was perfect. Your plan had one flaw, Lisa said. It assumed humans were stupid. It assumed we couldn't see through your deception. Outside the station, the battle was already over. The alien fleet, caught completely off guard, had been disabled or destroyed. Those ships that survived were surrendering to Admiral Hayes' forces. How? General Thaxmer asked. How did you know? Patricia stepped forward. Because we've been fighting you for decades. We've learned how you think, how you plan, how you deceive. We knew you would never offer real peace, so we prepared for your treachery, Jack added. We let you think you were winning while we set our own trap. Lisa walked over to the peace treaty and picked it up. This document is worthless. Have a new treaty to offer you. She pulled out a different set of papers. These are humanity's terms for your surrender. The aliens stared at the documents in shock. In less than an hour, They had gone from victors to prisoners. "You have a choice," Lisa said. "Accept our terms and live. Refuse them and face the consequences." The trap had been sprung, but not the way the aliens had planned. Humanity had seen it coming and turned it into victory. The war was over, and this time the peace would be real. 3 hours later, the council chamber looked very different. The alien leaders sat at the table with their hands bound by energy restraints. Human soldiers stood guard at every door. Outside the windows, the remains of the alien fleet drifted. In space like broken toys, President John Mitchell had arrived aboard the USS Liberty with Admiral Karen Hayes. The president looked tired but satisfied as he entered the chamber. He had been awake for 2 days coordinating humanity's response. "To the alien trap, Chancellor Veltar," President Mitchell said, taking a seat across from the defeated alien leader. "I believe we have some things to discuss." Veltar's crystal body had lost most of its glow. He looked like a dying star. "You have won this battle, human, but the war is not over." "Actually it is," Admiral Hayes said. She placed a tablet on the table showing star maps. "Your home fleets received our message 30 minutes ago. They've agreed to cease all military operations." General Thaxmer snarled through his restraints. "Impossible. Our people will never surrender to inferior species. They will when they—" "See what happened here," Lisa Martinez said. She had not left the chamber since the aliens surrendered. She wanted to see this through to the end. Captain Blake transmitted recordings of the entire battle to every alien world. "They know you failed." President Mitchell opened a folder and pulled out documents. "These are humanity's terms for peace. Real peace this time, not the fake version. You offered us." He slid the papers across the table. Chancellor Veltar stared at them but did not pick them up. "First," President Mitchell continued, "all alien military forces will withdraw from human space immediately. That includes claimed territories, disputed systems, and neutral zones. Second, the Galactic Council will pay reparations for the damage caused during this war. We calculate the cost at approximately 5 trillion galactic credits." General Thaxmer's eyes widened. 5 trillion? That's impossible. "Third," the president continued, ignoring the interruption, "all aliens involved in war crimes will be turned over to human authorities for trial." "You cannot be serious," Veltar said. "We're very serious," Admiral Hayes replied. "We have evidence of attacks on civilian targets, the use of banned weapons, and the murder of prisoners. Justice will be served." Patricia Webb stepped forward with another tablet. "We've also identified the spy network that was feeding you information. About our defenses, all members will be arrested and tried for treason, including some people you thought were your friends," Jack Thompson added, with grim satisfaction. President Mitchell picked up the next page. "Fourth, all alien species will accept human oversight of their military activities. No more than 50 ships per species, and no weapons above Class 7. The aliens looked stunned. They had gone from planning to destroy humanity to being disarmed by them. Fifth, Dr. Patricia Webb will be appointed as the new head of the Galactic Council's Ethics Committee. She will ensure that future conflicts are resolved peacefully." Patricia smiled. After years of fighting alien deception, she would finally have the power to prevent it. Sixth, Admiral Hayes will command a new joint peacekeeping force made up of ships from all species. This force will respond to any attempts to restart the war. Admiral Hayes nodded. She had spent decades fighting aliens. Now she would spend her remaining years keeping them in line. And finally, President Mitchell said, "Humanity will establish monitoring stations in every alien system. We will know immediately if anyone tries to build weapons or plan attacks." Chancellor. Veltar finally picked up the documents and read them. His glow flickered as he realized the full extent of humanity's demands. "This is not peace," he said. "This is occupation." "No," Lisa Martinez replied. "This is justice. You had your chance for real peace. Instead, you chose treachery and deception. Now you live with the consequences, and if we refuse your terms—" General Thaxmer asked. Admiral Hayes activated her tablet. The main screen showed human warships positioned around alien home worlds. then we finish what you started. Every alien military installation will be destroyed. Every warship will be captured or eliminated. You're bluffing, Thexmer said, but his voice shook. Are we? President Mitchell asked. You thought we were bluffing about seeing through your trap? How did that work out for you? The chamber fell. Silent. The aliens looked at each other, realizing they had no choice. Their fleets were destroyed or captured. Their homeworlds were surrounded. It gambled everything on their deception and lost. We need time to consider, Veltar said weakly. You have 1 hour, President Mitchell replied. After that, we implement the terms, whether you agree or not. The aliens were escorted to a holding area to discuss their options. Lisa Martinez walked to the windows and looked out at the wreckage of the alien fleet. She felt tired, but satisfied. The war that had consumed her adult life was finally ending. Hard to believe it's over, Jack Thompson said, joining her at the window. Is it really over? Lisa asked. Or are we just starting a new kind of war? Maybe both, Patricia Webb said. Had been listening to alien communications all day. Some of them are already talking about resistance movements and secret weapons. President Mitchell overheard. We'll be watching and listening. If they want to try again, we'll be ready. Admiral Hayes walked over to the group. The alien home fleets are requesting permission to negotiate directly with us. They're not happy with their leader's performance. Good, the president said. Maybe the next generation of alien leaders will be smarter. 50 minutes later, the aliens returned to the council chamber. Chancellor Veltar looked even dimmer than before. General Thaxmer had been replaced by a younger Krex officer who looked more reasonable. We accept your terms, Veltar said quietly. But we request mercy for our people. They were following orders. Mercy will be considered during the trials, President Mitchell replied. But first, you sign these documents. One by one, the alien leaders signed the surrender treaty. This time there was no hidden text, no secret clauses. Everything was clear and binding. As the last signature was added, Lisa Martinez felt a weight lift from her shoulders. 20 years of war had finally ended, not with the fake peace the aliens had offered, but with real peace enforced by human strength. What happens now? She asked President Mitchell. Now we build something better, he replied. A galaxy where disputes are settled with words, not weapons. Where deception is punished and honesty is rewarded. Captain Blake's voice came. Over the communication system, all alien vessels have been secured. Prisoners are being transferred to holding ships. Thank you, Captain, Admiral Hayes replied. You and your crew deserve medals for this. Dr. Webb was already working on her tablet, preparing for her new role. I'll need a staff of investigators to monitor compliance with the treaty. You'll have whatever you need, the President promised. As the human delegation prepared to leave the space station, Lisa took one last look around the council chamber. This room had been designed for diplomatic meetings between equals. Instead, it had become the place where humanity proved that intelligence and preparation could defeat treachery and arrogance. The aliens had tried to trap humanity with false promises of peace, but humans had seen the trap coming and built a better one. The galaxy would remember this day as the moment when the younger species taught the older ones an important lesson. Never underestimate humanity's ability to learn, adapt, and overcome. The real peace treaty was signed, and this time it would last. Because now everyone knew. What happened to those who tried to deceive the human race? The stars looked different when you knew humans were watching them. They looked safer,